I'm going to invite our guests up to the stage just to share some impressions of what they've seen, because they've never seen that. We recorded that in secret yesterday. So please welcome them to the stage and let's have a chat. What you've experienced from afar. So over to you.
Is it a good afternoon already? Wow, time is running. Yes, I met Roger when we had Aviation meeting in Cape Town. I didn't know that he was going to be the recipient of this year's award. You know, some of us went into aviation and stayed there earning salary, and we thought, yes, this is a good job to do. But when you start an organization with your own money and then continue to build that organization for 31 years, it is a big achievement. And I think I would say congratulations to Roger for lasting 31 years in this demanding job, and for building an organization that has made it possible for over 2,000 employees to earn their living on it. Not only that, for serving South Africa local travelers, for serving Southern Africa, and even extending to Tanzania and Uganda. To me, that is a very, very, very hard work, and it takes a lot of dedication. From the interview, which I did not have the chance, I only heard there was an interview, and I didn't know what the interview was about.
We kept it secret on purpose.
Somebody kept it secret, and I'm happy they kept it secret. But I believe building an airline is not just a government job. It is not just a very rich individual's job. It is something that can be done by dedicated individuals. And that is what Roger proved to us. Thank you, Roger, for giving Africa one of the best airlines. In fact, in their motto I was reading, they said, it is not, we don't want to be called the largest airline, we want to be called the best airline. So I think that's a very good motto, even coming from the largest airline in Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ato Girma. So I've got to come to you next, Lyndon, because that maybe was borderline emotional, right? So talk to us.
So you weren't alone. I also didn't have previous sight of the video. I knew it was going to happen, but I had no idea what Roger was going to say or what John was going to ask him. And so Roger, and I met Roger for the first time 31 years ago. There were two journalists who went to a little press conference at the Sunnyside Park Hotel in Johannesburg, who we both happened to be on duty at our respective news organizations. I was working for a financial newspaper in Johannesburg, and Hilke was working for the South African Press Association. And we both got assigned to go and cover this little press briefing. And it was Roger and Barry announcing that they were buying the remnants from the liquidators of Link and starting this airline called Airlink. And that was our first interaction, certainly mine, and got to know Roger increasingly closely over the years, more so from when they had a major, what Roger calls a black swan event. And I worked with him through this particular crisis, ended up pretty much, living on a fold-out cot in his office, in the porter cabin, the original Airlink porter cabin that they were in for the first, easily the first 15, 16 years of the business at Johannesburg Airport at OR Tambo. And we've increasingly got to know, professional relationship. But I learned some things from that video that I had no idea of. I mean, Roger's been an incredibly private person. He's an incredibly humble man. He was tickled pink when he learned that he'd been nominated for this award. And as you heard, he's very much about accepting on behalf of the team. He's not somebody who is comfortable receiving accolades in his personal capacity. I think people in the audience who've dealt with Roger and his team, I think, know that this is a guy who leads a team that plays hard and works hard, and have done a lot to build credibility in the industry. It's great to be here as well with you, Funky, because Roger was one of the first industry leaders to embrace the idea and put real money behind it of connectivity and what was then Yamoussoukro, now SATM. And I think bears a lot of the scars for those early attempts to try and make something of all of that promise. And it's been a very long and hard road that they've walked and flown to get to where they are, and there's obviously, the journey is really only just beginning in that sense. So I think, this is a carrier, and certainly in Roger's spirit, this is really where they want to go. I was very surprised to hear the choice of music. The last time Roger asked me about music, he was driving to Cape Town with Michaela. She was moving, this was a few months ago. And he phoned me and he said, trying to educate my daughter while we're doing this road trip, which Deep Purple songs do you think I should play, and which Led Zeppelin? Because apparently he was quite into hard rock when he was a lot younger. Who knew?
And quite different. He said, oh yeah, anything Mumford & Sons. And I said, oh, there's a collaboration with Baba Mal, and it's actually a song that's on the Avidev Africa playlist. So immediately we knew which one it was. And then my colleague Uri did an amazing job putting that video together. Yeah. We recorded it 5 o'clock last night. He still came to Carnivore. He still had a couple of dowers, and somehow we have that video. So I hadn't seen the finished edit. I just want to say massive round of applause for Uri, because that was incredible. Well done.
And just one last thing, really, my only other observation about Roger, I've never met anybody with such an encyclopedic knowledge, and I think he's got a photographic memory, because he can cite almost any regulation, not just by chapter and clause and paragraph, but he can tell you which page it appears on in the regulations, which run to several volumes. But again, also just want to convey on Roger's behalf his deep apology. He really is devastated not to be here. He was really looking forward to this event, to being here. It's been something he's building up to. And when he phoned me on Wednesday morning when I was about to board the flight, he was really, really distraught and upset not to be able to join us.
No, and we totally appreciate it, absolutely. So Sanjeev, yes, thank you. Round of applause. Sanjeev, I mean, I have no idea how much interaction you've had with Roger over the years, so tell us.
Thank you. And first of all, my heartiest congratulations to Roger. I think it's a very well-deserved award. And when you look at the qualities of a leader, when you look at the qualities of an entrepreneur, and I mean, when you look at the empathy, grit, resilience, commitment, dedication, and not even once did he take the credit upon himself. He actually gave the credit to 2,156 employees. And that is really remarkable, because sometimes we forget how important is the power of the team behind us. And he spent quite a bit of time talking about his team. But I think the other thing that really touched me about Roger is the importance of his family, and this is something which is also very important for me. Last year, my family came to Cape Town, to join me at the award ceremony, and the fact that he's so connected with his family and how he sees his family as a source of strength is also very, very important. And in that way, I also resonate that in the end, the family is what really matters a lot. And the family gives you the strength to go through all the black swan events. And this is something that also happened to me where in some of my most difficult moments, when I was almost feeling like giving up, it was my family that just gave me the push. So that is so important, and I'm so touched by what Roger mentioned about the importance of family and how his daughter and his son are actually sort of, aviation, very passionate about aviation. And it's also very similar that I actually share with my two boys. My eldest son, who is an entrepreneur running our drones business, and my youngest son is 20 years old and at the University of Leeds pursuing an aviation degree. So succession planning is also very important. And one thing that I also agree with Roger is that one cannot be a CEO of a company for such a long time. One cannot be the president of a country in Africa for such a long time. and I think...
Yeah, interesting comparison for sure. And we also learned Roger doesn't lock his doors, so don't share that around too much.
Yeah.
But no, it's fantastic. And obviously you've walked a very similar path in terms of your entrepreneurial experience, and we heard all about that. So if you do want to listen to Sanjeev's story, it's on the YouTube channel. Same with Adefunke, who was our recipient in 2021. There's some lovely pictures of Adefunke as a young girl that we've got on that presentation. And our previous recipients prior to that were Chris Weigenthal, the former CEO of ARSA, and also Raphael Cucci as well. And the first award winner was, of course, Ato Girma in 2017. So it's a stellar cast. We welcome any other sort of recommendations for next year, but we've got 12 months to plan for that. And as I said, I'm not the biggest fan of awards, but I think something like this, that we have one award, it's voted by the advisory board, so a massive thank you to them for sort of putting this together and everything else. So what I'd like to do now is, we've got a trophy, we've got the award that we're actually going to present to Lyndon on behalf of Roger. So if we can bring the trophy, it's on this side, I'm going to do it, okay, it's over here. My team is too efficient. Okay, so you'll all get to have a look at this. So big round of applause for Lyndon, and we'll get a photo.
Roger. Thank you, John. That's great, fantastic. Thank you. I think it's tremendous.
Adefunke, you want to come? Please welcome Secretary General Afghan, Adefunke Adeyemi. Our only female recipient to date, so there's